Good evening, engineers. We are back with a new session on testing.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Hello.
Hi, Rishabh. Hi, Bhushan.
Sir, yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, sir. Shall we start or shall we wait for 2-3 minutes again?
Yeah, we will just have an introduction and we will continue the session. So
Okay.
first I'll invite our president, Sri NT Job,
Okay.
to inaugurate this webinar.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Job, sir.
Good evening, everyone. We are starting the webinar just now. This time we are arranging the 33rd webinar, which is based on the metering and instruments, the new techniques, which is new to us, and the RISHABH company is a major product making company, manufacturing company. They are introducing certain equipments to us through this webinar, which will help to us for in the coming weeks or coming works. We can utilize the methods or new instruments. He will introduce the instruments to us. Which will help to us. So now I am inviting Bhushan for taking the class, and on behalf of KSEB Engineers Association, we are welcoming all the participants who are attending the webinar class. So Bhushan, you can start the class. Shine, you can have just a small introduction.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Myself, Bhushan Pardesi. I am the product manager for test and measurement instrument in RISHABH Instrument Private Limited, Nasik. Okay. Along with me, my colleague is also sitting beside me. He is a business promoter for the test and measurement instrument. Okay. So we'll be conducting the seminar for the test and measurement portfolio. I'll just give the small introduction what I'll be introducing. Firstly, I'll just let you know what are our product basket in test and measurement. Then I'll let you know the introduction of the product basket. I'll let you know features and its benefits of the products. Okay. Then the fourth thing is I'll let you know the unique selling points of the products. Okay. And the last thing is I'll let you know the application to which customer segment our products goes, and what are the application areas, what are the potential focus point for our products. So these 5 points I will cover in the presentation accordingly. Okay. So I think my voice is audible to all of you. You can also text in the chat box. Okay. If any query, you can just text in the chat box. Accordingly, we'll try to solve the query. And I'll also let you know that whatever the query you are having, we will discuss one by one after the presentation gets over. Okay. So if you have any query, you just text in the chat box, and after the presentation, you can discuss one-to-one with me. Okay. So I think I hope we will start the presentation now.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah.
To all of you, any one of the person can just let me know.
Yes, it's we are able to see.
So okay. Basically, I'll just introduce what are the basically portfolio in RISHABH Instrument. RISHABH Instrument deal in 3 types of product portfolio. That is, first is the analog product portfolio. second is digital product portfolio, and third is test and measurement product portfolio. So as per the discussion, there was a requirement of testing and measuring product portfolio. So we will continue this presentation with the test and measurement. But in future, if you want again the seminar on the analog and digital product portfolio, you can give a suggestion. You can demand us accordingly. The same how we have scheduled, the same likewise we will schedule accordingly for digital and analog. Okay. So we'll start with the test and portfolio. The first is the physical attributes in RISHABH multimeter. So basically, first I will introduce our test and measurement product portfolio comes with the four types. That is digital multimeter, digital clamp meter, digital insulation tester, and earth tester. Okay, so first we will start with digital multimeter. So the physical attributes you can see in the digital multimeter is the protective rubber holster. Why protective rubber holster is used in a digital multimeter is that the benefit of protective rubber holster is the protective rubber holster comes with an built-in stand protects the instrument against jolts and falls. It also secures the test probe for one-hand operation and allows for winding of the measurement cable, which provides protection during the transport. So you can see whenever you transport your multimeter, and in any accidental case, if it falls on the downside or it falls on the ground floor, it comes with a rubber holster which is very you can say which is very rugged in nature. Okay, it has a rubber material in holster, so this can avoid the damage of multimeter. Okay, so this is the benefit of rubber holster. And even I have covered the second point, that is test lead can be stored safely. If you see at the back side of the rubber holster, we have 2 points. So the 2 points are used to store the test lead. So the 2 points are used to store the test lead at the back side of the rubber holster. The third thing is automatic terminal blocking. So automatic terminal blocking is also, in short, it is called as ABS. You can see the automatic terminal blocking system. It prevents incorrect connection of test leads and incorrect selection of measurement quantity, which provides safety to user. So while measuring the voltage, if your switch knob is towards the voltage position, you can see in the picture, the down picture, for example, if you are measuring the current, then your common terminal and milliampere current terminal is open. Okay, it automatically terminal blocks the voltage position and ampere position.
So what happened in many cases at field, while measuring the different parameters, many times we forgot that we have kept the probes at current measurement, and we have switched the knob to voltage, and we start measuring the voltage parameter. And in that case, due to low resistance, I can pass through that multimeter, and the fuse gets damaged mainly, or many times the circuit might get burn out because of improper measurement of voltage in current section. So that's why this facility avoids in the multimeter. So simply while measuring current, I cannot switch the knob to voltage section until I will not max current section. This is why this is one of the features that we have provided in our multimeters for the better protection of user and for easy measurement.
So the fourth point, you can see it is designed for one-man operation. Basically, it is a handheld device, so the one man can easily use this multimeter, keeping the multimeter on the one hand, and on the second hand he can easily test it. Okay, he can easily test it through test leads towards the objects.
So in this one-man design, what exactly it indicates that, as we said, that the rubber holster which provided for the meter for its protection also can accumulate one test lead. So we can connect one test lead at the back of the rubber holster that we can connect with the that we can connect at the instrument, and other test lead we can connect by one hand. So this makes a one-hand operation easily and without using any other intervention, and you can hold the multimeter on one hand and test lead on one hand. So it makes a measurement process easily, and you don't require any other person to interfere for that operation, and so it will save you one person for doing that measurement process.
And the fifth point is this, that is handheld and tabletop. So you can use at both application, that is you can use it at your handheld, user friendly. It's a user friendly basically, and you can also use at the tabletop by keeping on the table. Basically, it comes with a stand for rubber also. You can see in the picture. Okay. You can see the arrow we are showing. It comes with a stand. Okay. And the last point is protection type, that is ingress protection, that is known as IP52 ingress protection and IP50 for housing and IP terminal for terminal. IP20 for terminal. So I will just let you know the detail what IP52 indicates. IP52 basically the first digit, that is 5, it indicates a solid protection against solid. So that is dust protected, limited ingress of dust is permitted, will not interfere with operation of the equipment. Okay. And the second digit, that is 2, indicates protection against vertically falling drops of water with enclosure tilted up to 15 degree from the vertical. That is limited ingress permitted. And IP20 is basically, it is a protection against the solid object that is greater than 12.5 mm. You can take an example of the human finger. So greater than 12 mm, it cannot, the particles cannot be inserted into the terminals. Okay. So we'll move to the next slide. Now, this is the first series and the very basic series in RISHABH digital multimeter portfolio. You can see it comes with the two variants, that is known as young and IYOUNG. So this is a basic multimeter which goes into your educational, educational institute application, or in colleges, and you can also tell in schools, colleges, wherever the technical application for knowledge purpose is required. So this is a basic multimeter. So it has 3999 counts, that is you can also say 4000 counts, with the AC DC voltage measurement up to 600 volts, and the current measurement up to 10 ampere. Now there is a difference between the young and IYOUNG, is that the young does not comes with the current measurement, whereas you can see the IYOUNG comes with the current measurement up to 10 ampere. So you can see it's a very compact, handy and trendy meter. It also the non-contact voltage detection feature. See, you can see with the arrow we are showing, that is NCV feature. It is also known as non-contact voltage detection.
Now, basically, what is meant by non-contact voltage detection? So, as we know, we are using testers for checking that whether the board or any line is having any supply or not. In many utility section, we use bulbs to check whether the line is having any supply. Non-contact voltage detection just eliminate the use of these elements. It's simply when you switch the knob to non-contact voltage detection, so it's having inbuilt amplifier which just detect the EMF induced by the voltage flowing in a circuit. So it will detect whether the circuit is having any supply source or no. For example, if you will take this multimeter near to a switch, and if you turn it on, so switch contains some 230 volts supply. So due to it, some EMF will induce, which this meter will detect, and through which it will start giving a buzzer sound. So it will show that this switch having some source of supply. If any device is running and you have to check whether that device is on, it's having some supply or no. So you just take the multimeter near to that cable, it will start giving a buzzer sound. So it will eliminate the use of a tester or any other matter, simply to indicate that this particular line is having some supply, or that this cable which is there, it's containing some supply source. So be cautious with that.
So the advantage is that of this NC feature is that without connecting the test lead to the object, I mean without connecting the test lead to the socket, it will automatically detect the voltage, presence of voltage, which is there in the socket. So if you switch this knob to the NCV feature, and if you just on the multimeter, it will, and if you take the multimeter nearby to the socket, it will automatically detect the voltage.
Now, one of the important thing that in multimeters, counts and digits is one of the biggest thing which every manufacturer will define. But let's say this Young having digits of 3 by 4. That means it's not having total 4 digit. The 4 digit you can see the last one. It is not like all four are 999. So my last digit is 3 and all rest are 999. So this is very important point. If anyone say it is a 4-digit multimeter, that means that count on that multimeter can go up to 9999. If anyone say it is 3.5 digit, that means the count on a multimeter can go up to 3 times 9. Now, why these counts and digits are important? Because when you say my count is 3 times 9, so I cannot show a reading of 2000 value on multimeter. Simply, so if I'm measuring any ohms, so it will not show me 2000 ohms. It will show me either point, it will show me 2 kilo ohm, that is 0.0 kilo ohm, like that things it will show me. It will not show me like 2000 ohm. So resolution of the meter depends on the number of counts and digits. So that's why counts and digits are the important fact in any multimeters. The more the number of counts and number of digits, the more better you will get the resolution in any multimeter.
So the fourth point is it comes with the rubber holster to ensure the protection against drop. So already we have explained in the previous slide that what is the benefit of rubber holster. So it basically ensures the protection against the drop. Okay. And the last point is auto power off mode for effective energy saving. You can see after 10 minutes, if the multimeter is in the ideal condition, it will automatically gets off for saving the battery. So this is one of the benefit. Though if the user by mistakenly he keeps the multimeter on by mistakenly, then if it is in ideal condition for 10 minutes, it will get automatically off. So this increases the life of battery.
Now, one of the important points that many times what people will do, they will put batteries in the multimeter or insulation tester or clamp meters, and they will not use it for months and months. So what happened in that case? Batteries start dripping, and the circuit completely battery starts get leakaging, and your circuit gets burned out or get corrupted. So in that case, whenever multimeter is not in use for more than 1 week, or let's say for you're not going to use a multimeter for more than a month. So in that case, you should always remove the batteries from the multimeter to protect your multimeter from getting corroded.
So we'll move to the next slide now. So this is the second series, that is known as 6.1 series multimeter. It is also known as the 6K series multimeter. So you can see in this, it comes with the RISHABH 410, that is the accuracy of 0.5% with 4000 counts. And the 6K series comes with 4 types, that is 612, 613, 615, and 616. So you can see 612, 613, and 615 are the average multimeters, and 616 is the true RMS multimeter, which comes with the basic accuracy of 0.4% with 6600 display counts. So 616 is the true RMS multimeter.
Now, first we should know that what is the average measurement, RMS and true RMS measurement. So when I say my multimeter is an average measurement, so it will just calculate the first half of a cycle and it will give me average reading of my sine wave in one cycle. Whereas if I will take a RMS value, so it will just give me an equivalent DC of my sine wave. But when I say my multimeter is a true RMS multimeter, so what that indicate that it will consider the harmonics which are containing in my waveform, and it will also consider their effect, and it will give me a reading which will contain the effect of harmonics in the system. So if I will compare a RMS, if I check a average multimeter and a true RMS multimeter readings, so I will find the variation of 6 to 7 volts in that. So why that is because due to harmonics, the more the number of harmonics and more the high value of harmonics will contain in the system, the higher I will get the difference between an average value and true RMS value. Now harmonics, as we all know, it is nothing but the integral multiple of a fundamental waveform. So the waveforms which are not 50 hertz, but it is higher than 50 hertz. Let's say it can be 120 hertz, it can be 100 hertz, it can be 150 hertz. So mostly odd harmonics which are affecting the system, that is the odd numbers of 50 hertz. So we can say 50, 150, 350, like that. The values of harmonics are more dangerous in a system. So those values it will take in count while doing the calculations, and that is nothing but the true RMS, that is root mean square of the waveform including the harmonics values. And you can see here the count in RISH 61 series is 6,600, whereas count in 410 is only 4,000. So if someone want to see 5,000 ohms or 50.01 volt in a multimeter, so he cannot get that same reading on RISH 410, whereas the same reading he can get in 6600, that is 612 multimeter. That's what the count will increase the resolution factor of that particular multimeter. And again, this multimeter is rugged, reliable, and accurate, because you can see here accuracy is 0.4% of my particular reading. And as all Rishabh multimeters comes with a rubber holster, so I will get a rugged thing. Now you can see here, if I compare with the last multimeter, you can see here I am getting a dual display, as well as I am getting analog bar graph also. Now, what is the use of a dual display? So at the same time, when I'm measuring my voltage, I can see the frequency of my system. So for particular line, what is the frequency? The same thing I can get, and also I can get voltage value.
So I'll just elaborate what the advantage of dual display in the multimeter. The dual display included is a main display and a sub display. It includes with the main display and a sub display, as you can see in the photo of multimeter. You can see this is the main display and this is the sub display. That is 50 Hz is the sub display and 230 Hz is the main display. Okay. And if you are measuring a current in a multimeter, then main display will always show the current measurement value, whereas sub display shows some special measurements, like you can see minimum maximum value, reference value for relative value measurement. Okay. And also dual display is used to display at the same time voltage, current with frequency measurement. Or if you are measuring the frequency, then it will also measure the duty cycle at the sub display. Okay, so this is the advantage of using the dual display multimeter.
Also, in Rishabh multimeters, you can find the mounting clip. You can see in down here, the mounting clip is available. Now, what is the use of this mounting clip? So simply to hang the multimeter when it is not in use, or in somewhere where you can get the hanging thing and you just want to measure any parameter. So in similar way, you can hang the multimeter somewhere and you can measure the reading of that instrument. So in both way, mounting clip can be useful for a particular person. And next is the category protection, Cat 4 600 volt and Cat 3 1000 volt protection. Now, what is a Cat protection? So it is nothing but Cat indicates the working voltage area. What is my working voltage? Now, there will be like Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4. But exactly what this category indicates that the measurement of circuit, Cat 1 indicates that measurement of circuit is not with respect to means. So I will working on some PCBs or some other circuits where main supply is not directly connected. So there is very less chance that I will get a transient in that circuit. And my similar way, my circuit can be protected against any smaller surge that occur in a system. Similarly, when I go for Cat 2, in that mainly low voltage circuits are being involved while doing the measurements. Similarly, when I increase the category 3 and category 4, category 4, I can say it will go directly to the transmission lines, that 11 kV lines or main incomer panels of any industry. So that is basically my Cat 4 is used, whereas Cat 3 will be like building wirings and building instrumentation or the distribution box that occur in any building. So in that case, category 3 multimeters are being used. Now, category not only define the working voltage, but it also define the transient over voltage a multimeter can sustain. So higher the category, higher the level of transient it can sustain. So if I say my category is Cat 4 600 volt, that means a multimeter can sustain up to 8 kV of transient when in operation with the source. So it not only protect the multimeter, but also protect a user when you are having a higher Cat protection. Just imagine if higher surge comes while doing the measurement, so that can lead to burning of instrument, not only burning or bursting, but also can harm the particular user who is using it. So Rishabh provides a two-way safety by providing a rubber holster as well as a higher Cat protection, whenever it is in use.
So this cat protection is as per you can see the standard IC 61010-1. This is a safety standard which is used in category protection. So now we will move to the next slide. The next series is that is the multi-series digital multimeter. So
Many of you have seen these multimeters in colleges or in working areas. So these were the multimeters which Rishabh started in our earlier session. Now we have come up with the red series also. That is our higher end multimeters that will come inside. So multi-series, why it is named as multi-series? Because you can see S that indicates the series, and multi means we are having 12, 13, 14, 15 up to 20. We are having the different series of multimeters. So that's why we have named it's a multi-series multimeter. Now you can see here multi 12S, 13S, 14S, and 15S are the basic average multimeters that comes with the accuracy of 0.2%, the count of 3100. Multi 16S comes with a true RMS measurement with accuracy of 0.1%, but with the same count. And if you go with higher, then multi 18S comes with the accuracy of 0.05%, a bit higher accuracy and bit higher count. You can see 31,000 counts are there. And the final series, that is multi 20, that comes with the highest accuracy, that is 0.02%. and with the count of 3,10,000. Now just imagine a 6-digit multimeter with 3,10,000 counts. So how much better resolution you can get when you're measuring the lower values. And again, these multimeters are with a higher category protection, that is Cat 600 volt and Cat 600 volt, protecting the equipment and user from a higher transient, and which comes with the basics by default safety of automatic terminal blocking system. So this feature we have given almost in all of our multimeter, and the rubber holster also, which having ability to carry the S lead and helping in one-man operations.
So the next slide is the 60K series advanced multimeter. This is one of the advanced multimeter in all series, including all series. If you see, this is one of the advanced multimeter in all series of DMM portfolio. So this comes with the 4 types of series, that is 612, 613, 615, and 616. So 612, 613, and 615 are the average multimeters, and 6016 is the true RMS multimeter. So again, it comes with your high resolution, large range counts, reliability, and its ruggedness. So it also comes with the data logging, plug and play facility. Okay. So if you see all 60, basically, I will correct it. All 60K series are the true RMS multimeter. Okay, from 612, 613, 615, and 6016. So all 60K series are the true RMS multimeter basically. So we were in the second point. It comes with the data logging and plug and play capability, which makes the complete tool for test automation. And if you see the data storage capacity in this 60K series is, you can store 32,000 reading in the multimeter. Okay. So basically 60K comes with a 30 different measuring parameter like AC DC voltage measurement, AC DC current measurement, resistance measurement, millivoltage measurement, diode measurement, continuity measurement, temperature measurement. Then you can also see your frequency measurement, duty cycle measurement. It is also having a low pass filter, which is used in you can see at the motor application where the drives are connected, VFD is connected. So it comes with the LPF feature also. Again, it comes with a dB, that is decibel. It measures the decibel.
Telecom sector.
Yeah, for telecom sectors. Okay. And you can see the temperature measurement also there in this. So likewise, you can measure 30 different parameters in 60K series multimeter.
Now, many of you might be having a question that why data logging is there that up to 32,000 readings, and what are the different 30 parameters one multimeter can measure, and why it is required. So data logging is simply there because many times when we are at a site, we are measuring something. So we will not measure only voltage or a simple current. We'll measure the multiple parameters of that particular machine. For example, if it is a motor of a transformer or circuit breakers, so there might be different devices for measuring, but some for basic main incomer panel, there you can measure the certain different parameters. So those multiple parameters you will read, you will note down in a book for a while. So that thing we can eliminate simply when you are measuring any device. So it will start doing the data logging. So at what time you have record that parameter and how differ it was going on. So how frequently it was changing. For example, if my voltage were there, some fluctuations were there in my voltage. So from 240 to 250 to 250 to 240. 240 to 230. So how much flicker it was going on, that also it will record, and you can just observe the variations in the recording. Not only a single parameter, but all the parameters it's showing on the display, it will record, and later on PC, you can just drag out the parameters using our softwares, and you can just take out the report on that. So it will just reduce the work of a person to jot down all the readings, and it will also eliminate the human error while jotting down the readings. So this is one of the feature of a data logging, and not only you can just take out the readings on laptop, but you can also see the readings on multimeter itself. Now, when I say 30 can equip more than 30 different parameters. Now, 30 different parameters does not mean that voltage current is a single parameter. So, like AC voltage is there, DC voltage is there, millivoltage is there. Now, voltage is there, then why millivoltage? So, again, to increase the resolution and to increase the sensing and measuring the lower values, that's why millivoltage point is given in a multimeter. Now ohms is there, ohms symbol you can see on the screen. So just to measure the resistance, and in measuring of resistance, you can also it will also show the conductance of a wire. That's also a parameter that multimeter can show. Here the diode symbol just indicates the diode voltage you can check, and meanwhile can also check the continuity of any system. So continuity is just used to help check whether system is properly connected or no. For example, there are multiple connections are there, and I have to check whether from one point to another point it is connected electrically or no. So simply I will connect my one point at A and one probe to B, and I will just check whether my continuity is there or no. So I will just click on continuity, and if it is connected electrically, then a buzzer will sound. So that's how one can check the continuity of a system. Now next to it, it is showing the temperature with TC. Now here temperature it can measure with the use of thermocouple device. Also the below side you can see degree Celsius with RTD. So RTD sensors or thermocouple, that is 8000 or J couple, one can measure the outside temperature with the help of a sensor in this multimeter. This multimeter not only have the external sensing, but it also have an internal temperature measurement device, that is NTC thermistor, negative temperature coefficient thermistor, which allow a user to measure the atmospheric temperature by itself. Apart from that, you can see here a symbol of capacitor is there. So this in this parameter, one can measure the capacitance of a capacitor or farad of a capacitor. Meanwhile, milliampere current DC, ampere current DC, milliampere current AC, ampere current AC, and you can see here out pulse symbol is there. So what this pulse? So this meter not only measures the different parameters, but it also generate a square wave output. Now, what is the use of this square wave output? Just to check any similar devices in the industries, just like small LEDs, small buzzers, just to test whether they are working or no. One can use this pulse output for measurement. So you just need to set the duty cycles inside the meter, and once you have started the output, so your buzzer will sound up for the particular on duty cycle, and for rest duty cycle it will be at off condition. Here you can see that hertz symbol is there. So this hertz symbol is nothing but the frequency. The first data is basically when motors are there and VFD drives are there. So harmonic contains or higher frequencies are there to measure the pure waveform. This LPF mode is used just to give the fundamental waveform voltage value. So for that purpose, LPF filters are been there and dB. So when telecom sectors are there, usually frequencies will not be there for measuring the voltage. It will be in decibels value. So these dBs are there to indicate the voltage, that voltage in which how much dB form. So they are different, and you can see that this multimeter comes with a 100 kWh bandwidth. Why this 100 kbps bandwidth frequency is there? So simply in railway applications, Excel counters are mainly used. And these Excel counters are having a high frequency of let's say 23.3 kilohertz. Now, why this kilohertz? So just to measure the counts of a train, how many coaches are there? Just on that signal, it will indicate whether the particular track is vacant or no. But while any coach passes through that Excel counter, a low millivoltage drop occurs that's having a very higher frequencies. Now, the Excel counter cards, which one need to check while the maintenance, can check the millivoltage drop produced by the wheel whenever it will cross. But that millivoltage drop will contain a very high amount of frequency that ordinary multimeters cannot detect. So that's why 100 kilohertz bandwidth allow the user to measure the millivoltage drop of that Excel counter card and to check whether the card is working fine or no, and proper maintenance can be done. One more important point that many of you have, that this multimeter can only measure 10 ampere, but in actual life, current will be at a huge value. So for that, one can measure up to 6,000 ampere current using an external clamp sensor. So you just need to set the current values, whether what is your ratio, that is 1000 by 1 ampere or whatever the clamp sensor you're using. On that, you will get the higher current reading on a clamp.
So basically, these were the features with benefits of this multimeter. You can see, as Rahul told, that it measures up to 6,000 ampere. So basically, general multimeter having the current measurement, you can see most of the competition gives the current measurement up to 10 ampere or 16 ampere or max to max up to 20 ampere. But if you see in RISHABH 60K series advanced multimeter, we give the maximum measurement up to 6,000 ampere, which is provided with an external clamp sensor, which also works like you can say the clamp meter. Okay, so it will measure all the features of you can see the multimeter along with the current measurement maximum to 6,000 ampere. So it also acts like a clamp meter. Okay, so I hope this was one of the advanced multimeter, and I hope you have understood this features of this multimeter. So hope we'll move to the next slide. Whatever the queries are there, we will discuss at the end. Okay. So you can see the RISHABH 60K multimeter also comes with the Bluetooth facility. See, whatever we are having the application of 6016, that is 60K in the Play Store. If you see in the Android mobiles, there is an application software that is known as 6016 RISHABH 6016 software is there. So if you install that software into the mobile phone, you can connect your mobile phone to your multimeter via Bluetooth. Okay, Bluetooth communication. So whatever the multimeter screen is there, the same screen will reflect on your mobile, and you can operate your multimeter with the help of your mobile phone, with the help of your application software. So for example, if your operator is testing any parameter on the multimeter and he's on the field, so basically you can just the supervisor of this of that operator can just connect the mobile phone through mobile phone via Bluetooth to the multimeter, and though the operator is testing on the field, he can the supervisor can see each and every parameter. He can supervise each and every parameter on his mobile phone via Bluetooth communication. Also, the advantage is that whatever the 32,000 readings has been stored in the 60K series multimeter, the same reading you can extract into your application software, and you can do the data training and data analysis in the your mobile phone. You can also extract that Excel file into your laptops, and you can just see the analysis in the Excel file and the PDF format. So this is one of the advantage of the 60K Bluetooth multimeter.
Now, one more reason to provide the Bluetooth connectivity with the mobile is that many times a harm environment is there when where a person cannot stand for more than a minute or for more than a second. So one can just connect the connection, just will connect the multimeter, and the person will come out from that space with the area, for example, let's say from a parameter of 2 or 3 meters. So you can just see the readings on its phone, not only in a normal way, but one can see the graphical representation of that particular. If you say here, a graph is there. So you can see here, the graph wise it is showing. So if you're doing a voltage and how your voltage is performing, whether it is fluctuations or there, a normal flow is going on for voltage, current, frequency, or all other parameters, one can see. Not only that, you can synchronize the different parameters, and you can set the different parameters on mobile itself, uh, and that mobile will give a command to that multimeter to do that particular readings. For example, if, as I was saying, that you can set the square wave frequency, and you can set it duty cycles, that you can set from, you can set the external temperature, how much you can see. So different parameters you can see, and not only that, you can log the different parameters using a data logging software. So whatever you will log, automatically Excel file will generate inside your phone that you can see, and you can share with your supervisor or seniors using WhatsApp or mail or any medium through which your phone can perform. So how easy or how convenient it makes any measurements when it comes in a field application. It is very user friendly, so one can just simply connect, and when you can see everything. And just like we said that it's having a plug and play USB, internal memory is there for data storage, 100 kilowatts bandwidth for voltage measurement, a low pass filter is there, and then one more feature is there, that is go test facility. Now what is no go test facility? So it's simply that one can set a band range for voltage. It mostly goes into the testing industries where one need to test any devices. So he can he can specify a higher range and lower range, and within that range, if any reading is coming, it will give a buzzer sound. That means that particular object or everything is okay, and he can go for further side. If a buzzer sound will not go on, that means the device having some issue. He will just keep it aside. So this help in the testing process in any types of industries. That's why we have given this feature, that is no go no feature. Whether you have to go or no, or you need to go. And again, that higher measurement of 6,000 amperes. And usually, no one in the market provides such high types of features in a multimeter. And this is how like data logging reports can be generated. You can see here on the screen that serial number 1, what was the date, what was the time, what was the parameter, what was its value, and also the secondary that it's a dual display, so secondary value, it will show secondary display value. Now one more important point, it's having a 40 milliampere measurement scale. Now 4 to 20 or 0 to 20 milliampere range, why someone will give in a multimeter? So in many places where low signals are there, and that is very important signals one need to measure. So 4 to 20 or 0 to 20 milliampere measurement parameter will help a user to measure a low with a high precise and high resolution, low parameter with a high precise and high resolution. So 4 milliampere or 4.05 milliampere is been changes occur. So one can see easily in this multimeter. So this multimeter having high sensitivity and high resolution, which help user to capture the low millisignals and also to help them to measure those signals.
So you can see, we basically, if you see the RISHABH multimeter, we give a standard 3 years warranty on each and every multimeter, each and every series of the RISHABH multimeters, digital multimeters. If you see the competition, most of the competition give only 1 year warranty as a standard warranty, and after 1 year, if they want an extended warranty, they charge it. But we give a free of cost 3 year warranty. If any fault occurs in a multimeter, they whatever the repairable charges, whatever the you can, if you send the multimeter to a factory, that will be a free of cost repair within a 3 year warranty. Okay, so this is one of the, again, the main advantage you can see in a digital multimeter in our RISHABH product portfolio. Now, I hope you understand the digital multimeter series, its features and benefits, and also the unique selling points and its application. Now we'll move towards the clam meters, digital clam meters in RISHABH.
Now, basically, multimeters were there in the industries, and why clam meters were introduced. So multimeters was having some limitations in earlier days that it can measure up to maximum 10 ampere, 16 ampere, max 20 ampere. But in actual line, in actual industries, there were a higher current that was can go from 100 amperes to 1000 amperes. So to measure those higher amounts in a small device, these clamp meters were introduced. When you can see here, the job was that it had to act as a CT which can measure the higher current, and it will give a milliampere output which one can see in the display. Now, what is the basic difference between a Rishabh multimeter, Rishabh clamp meter and the competition? That competition provides no rotating jaws, so one need to connect in a similar manner only. The trigger is also at a side at the side of a clamp meter, so it's also one risky because one can reach more near to a transmission line which can increase increase the chances of a hazardous. One can get a shock if it is near to that line.
The basic advantage of giving the trigger at the back side, and if you compare with the normal multimeter where the trigger is given at the side, see if you see at the left side in the picture at normal multimeter, the trigger is at the side. So whenever you are placing your hand at the side of the trigger, your finger is, you can see I am showing the arrow, your finger is much closer to the object that is known as object, which is hazardous to the human, or which is hazardous to the user who is operating the meter. But if you see, if you give the trigger at the back side, and if you just press the trigger through your fingertip will be much far away from your clamp in the Rishabh multimeter. See, so this is one of the advantage of giving the trigger at the back side rather than giving the trigger at the side, left side or right side. And the second unique point in the digital clamp meter is that we give the rotating jaw. You can see the jaw can rotate 90 degree at left or 90 degree at right. Okay, not 90, sorry, it rotates 180 degree at the left side and 180 degree at the right side. The major advantage of this giving the rotating jaw is that now you can see in the normal clamp meter, the user is just holding the clamp meter, and the trigger is not movable. It's the same trigger which is in the ideal condition. But if there is a complexity in the wires, and if you want to move the trigger left side, right side, in normal clamp meter you cannot move. So basically, if you consider the normal multimeter, and if you check at the complexity of the cable, display will also move according to the clamp. But if you see in the rotating jaw, if you want to keep the display in front of your face, you just need to rotate your clamp at the 180 degree left or 180 degree right according to the complexity of the cables, keeping your display in front of your face. So this is also one of the advantage of giving a rotating jaw in digital clamp meters.
So simply this feature makes the measurement in a very simple way.
So we have also got the US means a patent technology from USA for these two unique features, that is the rotating mechanism for clamp jaw and the safe trigger mechanism for the Rishabh digital clamp meters. So you can see the certificate which is shown in the PPT presentation, and with the US patent number for rotating mechanism and the trigger mechanism. So you can see now this is the series in Rishabh clamp meter. Basically, you can see Rish clamp 1000 ampere, 300 ampere AC. Rish clamp ES, that is ES known as economic series, which comes again in 1000 ampere, 400 ampere AC measurement, and Rish clamp 1000 ampere, 300 ampere AC/DC measurement. So basically, you can see the 300 ampere and 400 ampere clamp meters comes with the jaw size of 41 mm, and the 1000 ampere current measurement digital clamp meter comes with the 51 mm jaw opening.
Now, as we know that the higher the current, the higher will be the size of a cable. So that's why jaw size increases as per the increase in the current rating. And again, those comes with a higher category protection of 1000 volt and 600 volt with a IP protection of 50. Now we'll just see the series one by one. So this is the Rish clamp power series. That is Rish clamp power clamp meter having a range of 400 amps and 1000 amps AC/DC. Now this completely designed for the power quality testing and maintenance features applications. Now, basically, how it is showing power quality testing and measurement. So we'll just see the features one by one. So as its name indicates, it's a power clamp meter. So it will measure current voltage along with the powers like kW, kVAR, kVA. That is your active, reactive, and apparent power along with the energy, that is kWh energy also one can measure. Also, it will show the THD, that is total harmonic distortion of your connected load, along with the power factor, ampere hour, which is mainly used for the battery applications, and HP, that is the HP rating of your motor for single phase 2 wire or three phase 3 wire or three phase 4 wire system. So it can be used in any type of system where you just need to measure the different parameters like voltage, current, power, energy, all those. Now, as I said, it's used for power quality testing. So power quality itself indicates that it can measure harmonics. So one can measure harmonics up to 49 and THD in this single meter. So now just indicates a handheld device which can measure 49 harmonics of your voltage and current. So individual harmonics like 1, 2, 3 up to 49th voltage and current harmonics you can see in this device along with the system TSG. So whatever the load you have connected, it's system TSG as well as the voltage and current TSG it will indicate. Also, as I told that it can measure the horsepower of a current, and one of the important point that is inrush current. Now, whenever I say inrush current, one thing will come in our mind, that is nothing but the motor. So whenever a motor will start, it will take 6 to 7 times the higher current of its takes 6 to 7 times of its rated current during the operations. So just imagine if a 500 if it's a 50 ampere motor is there, so it will take 350 to 400 ampere. So that much high ampere current this meter can detect using this inrush current option. And energy measurement. So simply for single phase or three phase balance or unbalanced load, one can measure the current, or sorry, one can measure the energy in this meter, and also ampere hour. So for batteries, usually ampere hour is one of the important points. So one can measure the ampere hour of a battery using this clamp meter. Again, it's having a feature that is NCB, non-contact voltage detection. So anyone who will take this clamp near to a line, it will start automatically giving a pulse sound. So anyone want to say anything? Because I'm getting some voice from background.
I could not find anyone.
Okay, okay. No problem, sir. I'm audible to everyone, na?
Yes.
Okay. Now, another thing is that agam AC leakage clamp meter. Now, AC leakage clamp meter. So now leakage is one of the important thing when it comes to start in Delta series or in you can say star series. So leakage current is one of the important point one need to identify and to rectify it. So this leakage clamp meters allow one to measure the leakage current available in the system. Now, as we all know that more than 10 milliampere of current is harmful for a human body, and if it's crossed a limit of 25 milliampere, it can lead to a death of a certain person. So it is very important to measure the leakage of any system. So this leakage clamp meter ACLT 66 ampere will allow one person to measure the leakage current from 1 microampere to 60 ampere. Now just imagine 1 microampere, how much low value it is. So that much low AC leakage current one can measure in this device. Now, as we all know that we are using earth leakage relays or other devices for protecting the system from any leakages. So just to measure, to identify the leakage at the site using a handheld device, this particular instrument will help one person just to measure the leakage current available in the system, and depend on the current rating, the jaw size of the device changes. not only by measuring, one can hold that reading and he can check that how much leakage is available in that system currently, and also it can record the reading, that particular leakage reading, and it can store in this device. So this device also comes with a data storage of 99 readings, so one can read the 99 different leakage current of different places, and through software he can retrieve on its software. So again, it's help in recording the readings, leakage readings in a system. So this is how, as I told, that leakage current is there. So for example, let's say transformer is there and a load is here. So if any leakage is there in a load, so whatever the amount of current that was flowed in this at the load side will not be damaged. So some, for example, if 300 ampere has been supplied and if one is receiving 290 volt, that means 10 ampere current is flowing somewhere. So that leakage current will flow from external part. It can go through the grounding wire, and in this area one can measure the current. Here one can measure the current, and here I can measure the current. So I will find the leakage current at this side. So again, this is a AC-DC leakage clamp. So similar fashion in AC, DC leakage current is also there in the system. So this device helps to measure the DC leakage current in the system.
Now we'll start with the insulation tester. I hope the clamp meter is clear to you. Okay. Now you can see in insulation tester we have three types. That is three variants which comes in 1 kV insulation tester, 5 kV insulation tester, and 10 kV insulation tester. So in 1 kV insulation tester we are having two models, and 20. So I think you are aware that why insulation tester is used, and basically to measure the insulation of oil or air between the transformers, or you can see the grading capacitors which are placed in the substations. So if your insulation is strong of the object, then only your object can work properly. It will consume less power and will give accurate power at the output of the transformers for users.
As we all know that insulation is the basic need to protect a human from any device. And as we all know that whenever supply path is going on, it should flow through a desired path. It should not go from any one part to another. For example, from switch to bulb, the path should be from switch to bulb only. It should not leak. It should not go through the leakage. So that is why insulation of a wire or insulation of any device is necessary to measure in basic interval time to check whether that insulation is good or no. Because in case of operation, if any human interference will be there, it can lead to a harm to a device itself, and also it will lead a harm to a human person.
So basically 1 kV comes with the two variants. You can see reach into 10 and reach into 20. So reach into 10 comes with 1 gigaohm measurement, and reach into 20 comes with 2 gigaohm measurement. So in this both model, you can see that test voltage is given in step of 50 volt, 100 volt, 250 volt, 500 volt, and 1000 volts. So it is again having a pre-selectable limit check, that is go no go function, which we have already explained you in the previous slides in multimeter.
Now, one more point I need to just to add, that we should always know that why insulation mostly get degraded in the system. So mainly when there are the electrical stress or electrical stress like surge or voltage spikes in any device, or mechanical stress like vibration, movement or impact, or chemical attacks like dirt, oil, corrosion, rain, vapors, or the thermal stress, that is our environment like cold or hot conditions, or when we start the machine will stop the machines, or environmental conditions like moisture, humidity. All these five things will attack on the insulation of any device, and if we'll not maintain the insulation, that can lead to a failure of a device. That can also lead to a capital investment in that. So example, many times you have seen that transformers has been burned out, or motors also got burned out or stop working, because many times the insulation inside the transformer or motors are not enough to sustain these voltages and surge because of not timely checked, and that will lead to a failure of a device which one need to replace, and that can lead to high investment cost or high repairing cost. That's why maintenance is necessary in every particular interval time, and that's why these insulation testers are there to measure the insulation resistance of a device.
So this is the RISHABH 30 model, which comes with 1 kV insulation tester, and also it is having a features of multimeter. So this is also known as multimeter cum insulation tester. So you can see in the first point, it is a multimeter cum insulation tester and having an insulation resistance of up to 3 gigaohm. You have saw in relation to 10 we give up to 1 gigaohm, relation to 20 we give up to 2 gigaohm. You can see in this previous slide, but in RISHABH 30 we give up to 3 gigaohm resistance. So again, it is having a pre-selectable test voltage from 50 to 1000 volt and having a multimeter functions like voltage, current, resistance, frequency, diode, capacitance, and etc. Now you can see in competition model like Moto1, you can consider, or Mega you can consider, they give the current measurement up to a 10 ampere or maximum 20 ampere. But again in RISHABH 30, that is competition model, we give a 300 measurement with the click sensor. Okay, so this is again one of the unique selling point in our RISHABH 30. We also give up to 3 gigaohm. Basically, most of the competition give up to 2 gigaohm, but we give up to 3 gigaohm with 300 ampere measurement. So this is the analog type insulation tester, which comes with a polycarbonate body, that is a rugged body, that is a fiber window, that is no chance of breaking, fully type tested, and with a hand crank operation.
So one can just rotate the hand crank just to generate the amount of voltage, and two probes will be there. So one will connect with the device, and the amount of voltage will flow, which will get the mega ohm resistance of a device. So simply, this is a normal analog insulation tester with no electronic interference. A simple hand crank generation.
So this is one of the another analog insulation tester, but this comes in 5 kV test voltage. So basically in this we provide three types of testing, that is hand crank type, battery operated, and your mains operated on 230 volt. So you can use this meter in all the three types. Okay, and it is having a resistance measurement from 10 kilo ohm to 1 tera ohm, having a test voltage from 100 volts to 5000 volt, as you can see in the presentation. It also comes with guard terminal to eliminate the surface leakage current of any object like motors, your reactors, or transformers. Okay, and having a discharge of capacitive device under test means after finishing the test, it will automatically auto discharge whatever the charge present in the object. It will auto discharge the charge, and it will come into the ideal conditions. So this is also another 5Q insulation tester, but the previous one was the analog type. This is the digital insulation tester. It comes with, again, it is having a test voltage from 500 volt to 5000 volts with the resistance measurement up to 1 tera ohm. Okay, and it comes with a three diagnostic feature which is incorporated in this instrument, that is automatic polarization index, dielectric absorption ratio. And again, this operates on your battery and mains operated. Okay, whenever your battery get discharged, you can connect the mains to the instrument, and parallelly your battery will get charged, and you can also operate on your mains. Okay, so this is the benefit of giving the battery as well as mains in this instrument.
Now, basically, when I say diagnostic test, that is polarization index and dielectric absorption ratio. So these tests are basically provided for to check the insulation of any device. Now, at instantaneous, one cannot judge a insulation of any device because many times the molecules inside that in the material will take some time to sustain this particular amount of voltage to resist the flow of current. So what polarization index will help, it just measure the time required for the molecules to resist the flow of current. So what it will do, it will measure the resistance of 1 minute insulation resistance value and 10-minute insulation resistance value. And then it will take a ratio of 10-minute insulation value upon 1 minute insulation value. So what it indicates that your insulation value should not get degraded from 1 minute value to 10-minute value. For example, at 1 minute value, it's showing 10 kilo ohm. And after 10 minutes, if showing it's 5 kilo ohm, that means the insulation is getting degraded. Your molecules are not strong enough to hold to resist the current. So if I say my PI polarization index value is greater than 1 and between 2, that means my insulation value is poor. The higher the value of 10-minute insulation resistance value, the higher in compare with 1 minute insulation value, that means higher my insulation resistances. So if my Pi value is greater than 5, that means my insulation resistance is good enough and it will sustain. Similar way, dielectric absorption ratio is there, which will measure the 1 minute insulation resistance value to 30 seconds insulation resistance value. And again, the higher the dielectric absorption ratio is there, higher is my the insulation resistance. And is that a good condition?
So we'll move towards the last product in test and measurement, that is known as earth testers. So we comes with a digital earth tester, that is model 8023. So it consists of three resistance ranges, three earth resistance ranges, that is known as 0 to 20 ohm, 0 to 200 ohm, 0 to 2000 ohms. But you will be thinking that basically the earth resistance can be measured within 10 ohms or within a 5 ohms only. So why we have provided the two extra ranges, that is 0 to 200 ohm or 0 to 2000 ohm. So rather than compare with including the measuring the earth resistance, you can also measure the extra resistance. If you want to measure the other resistance, that is known as low resistance value, then you can measure above 20 ohm, you can measure up to 2000 ohm, that is 2 kilo ohm. So this is the advantage of measuring, this is the advantage of giving the extra resistance value in the earth testers. So it also measures the earth voltage, that is from 0 to 200 volt. The range we have given 0 to 200 volt, but basically that much of voltage is not required for measuring the voltage in earthing. So but this is the extra voltage, it acts like a multimeter also. It will measure your earth voltage. It will measure your normal voltage greater than 10 volts, okay, up to 200 volts. So this is a pole measurement, two wire and 3 wire pole measurements. Okay, and it is having also data storage up to 20 readings you can store in this model, and you can view the reading accordingly.
Now, another thing is that we also provide a maintenance toolkit, a complete maintenance toolkit for the maintenance people. Now, what this maintenance toolkit combines, it contains a multimeter, an insulation tester, and a clamp meter. Now, an insulation tester helps a person to identify, to measure the insulation resistance of a particular device. Multimeters to measure the basic parameters of a particular object while doing the maintenance, and the clamp meter just to help him to measure the higher current ranging in a system. So this pack contains a complete tools for maintenance guy, which required. It comes in a three variant, that is a basic variant, mid variant, and a higher variant. So depend on the variants, the ranges of multimeter, insulation test, and clamp meters varies.
So rather than what we have shown is that is 1 kV insulation tester and 5 kV analog and digital insulation tester. We are also coming with a new new trend of insulation tester, that is known as 5 kV and 10 kV. So we are coming with two variants in this, that is 5 kV 2 tera ohm, 5 kV 10 tera ohm, and 10 kV 20 tera ohm. So basically 5 kV 2 tera ohm will be used in what you can like OEMs, that is transformer manufacturer, motor manufacturer, electrical contractor. He can use this 5 kV 2 tera ohm model. Then you can also use in the process industries. For this model, you can also use in process industries. So basically, 5 kV 2 tera ohm comes with a 3 milliampere short circuit current up to 2 tera ohm measurement range. It is also having a digital filter. Okay, basically the concept of digital filter is that if you use this insulation tester up to you can use this 2 tera ohm in up to distribution substation. But in substation, what happens is that the induction environment is created. So sometimes if you consider the competition model, it does not work in the induction area. So what this digital filter do, this digital filter nullify the induction voltage, and it will measure the accurate insulation resistance uh, of the object, like transformers or the circuit breakers. Okay. Again, we have given the noise reaction up to 3 milliampere. So if you see in the distribution substation, the noise reaction it will not be more than 3 milliampere. So it will nullify the 3 milliampere induction area, and it will measure the actual IR value of that object. Again, it comes with the rechargeable lithium ion battery. Okay, along with the mains operation. It comes with the Bluetooth connection for data logging as the same feature which we have explained you in multimeter. Okay, and it is having a touchscreen TFT display. Okay, and it is having audio readout. Audio readout feature is that after completion of the test, it will give the audio signal that the test has been completed, and it will repeat your parameters like what was the test voltage, what was the IR resistance value, and what was the leakage current. Okay, and again it is having an extra feature like a measurement of AC/DC voltage from 20 volt to 600 volt. So it will same act like a multimeter. I mean, if the user is not having a multimeter in the substation, so he can also use this insulation tester as a multimeter for measuring the AC/DC voltage in the substation. Okay, so these were the unique feature. And this is the another model. This is a higher version model, that is 5 kV 10 tera ohm, which comes with a short circuit current of 6 milliampere, insulation resistance range up to 10 tera ohm, having a digital filter same like 2 tera ohm. It is having a noise reaction ratio up to 8 milliampere. If you see the substation greater than 132 kV, like 220 kV, 400 kV, or 765 kV plants, I mean switchyard, there the induction level is too high. I mean it is greater than 5 milliampere or 6 milliampere. And if you compare with the competition model, most of the competition like Motowani, you can consider Kiritsu, you can consider the Sonal or Megar. Most of the competition give the noise reaction ratio up to 6 milliampere. But Rishabh, this model, that is a higher version model, gives the noise reaction ratio up to 8 milliampere, which is very beneficial in switchyard applications. So basically, the application of this product is in the switchyard, in thermal power plants, in you can the EPC, electrical procurement and construction, also use this. Product for the project's purpose. Okay, so wherever the higher application is there, I mean the huge current flows, there this product goes. So the feature same which is repeated in this model also, that is rechargeable lithium ion battery, Bluetooth connectivity, data logging, touchscreen display, audio readout, and a direct and alternating voltage measurement from 20 volt to 600 volt. Okay, so this was the higher model. So I hope we have completed the test and measurement, all the product portfolio in our. We have covered all this product portfolio in the presentation, and we have completed the slides. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So we can take up the questions.
Yeah, sure.
Can you see it on the chat window?
Yeah,
Couple of questions have
I'm
already
just
come.
opening the chat window. 1 second. One by one, we will discuss it. Sorry, not it. How much current dry in 8023 earth tester? Yeah, sir. I'll just let you know. The current is basically according to the range which you selected. Basically, in earth tester, there are three ranges, that is 0 to 20, 0 to 20 ohm, 0 to 200 ohm, and 0 to 2000 ohm. So I'll just let you know the current at 0 to 20 ohm is 1 microampere. Okay, 0 to 200 ohm is 1 milliampere, and 0 to 2000 ohm is 10 milliampere current. So basically what we inject is that it is having an open circuit voltage of less than 40 volts. So maximum approx 37 to 38 volt we inject, including the 1 milliampere. According to range, we select the current. So range is injected 1 microampere, 1 milliampere, or 10 milliampere. So these are the three current which we have set in according to the ranges in 8023 model. So I hope accepted to you. So is there any relation between the driven current and the accuracy of the earth resistance gate in the earth testers? No, sir. Basically, what happens is that the driven current is according to the range. If you see, it is according to the range. If you select the 0 to 20 ohm range, the current is selected automatically is the 1 microampere. So 1 microampere automatically it injects into your ground through the spikes which we have inserted into the earth. Okay, and it goes through up to the earth pit. The current flows up to the earth pit. It and after the current goes to the earth pit, it will close the loop, and through the fall of potential method through Ohm's law, it will calculate your R value because the potential difference is already calculated through the spikes. So yes, there is a relation between the driven current and the accuracy on the earth resistance. The next question is, can you mention the procedure for 2-point method in a tester? Yes, if you open our data sheet, or if you go into the rishabh.co.in, we have inserted the user manual. So in that user manual, we have already explained the two points, two follow potential method and 3 follow potential method. So you can easily understand by seeing the diagram in the user manual which we have uploaded on our website in 8023 model. So if you want, I will also share the datasheet to Mr. Shine. He will circulate to you. Okay. So I hope I have answered all the question which was mentioned in the chat box. So still, if anyone want to discuss verbally, they can discuss it one by one with us.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Hello.
Tell me. Yeah, hello,
Yeah,
sir.
I have a question about this multimeter.
Yes, sir, tell me.
The multimeter, suppose I'm accidentally putting my probe to voltage. Sorry, I already selected the resistance range in my multimeter. Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm putting the probe to the voltage of the line. What will happen to the meter?
If you have selected the resistance, so you have to connect in voltage probe only. So it won't damage your meter. So it will just try to calculate the resistance of the connected 2 points. Example, let's say you are measuring, if you have inserted the probes in your switch. Okay, so whatever the 3-point socket is there, you have inserted the probes in that
No.
socket. Huh?
Sir, my question is something different. The supply voltage is already there.
Okay. Huh.
But my meter selection was in meter range. I mean, in resistance range.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't know the voltage is there or no, but actually the voltage was there, right? So
Okay.
So what will happen to the meter? Is it a damage or what? It will protect or
No,
it will
sir.
show
No, sir.
infinity or what?
I'll tell you, it will not damage because we have given the overload protection at every range of the multimeter. If you switch the knob on the current range also, and at that point you are measuring the voltage in the 2-point or a 3-point socket, at every range we have given 1000-volt protection for some minutes. You can see for 1000-volt protection, if you are considering, for by chance, by mistake, if you measure the voltage at the resistance range, but at resistance range we have given the 1000 voltage overload protection for 10 minutes. So if you continuously put the 2 probes in the socket by taking your switch knob into resistance range greater than 10 minutes, then it can damage the multimeter, but at some duration we have given some overload protection to the every ranges. So at that, till that time, it will not get any affected on the multimeter. It will not damage the multimeter, but after 10 minutes it can damage the multimeter. So if you see the user manual of our digital multimeter, you can see at every ranges we have given some overload protection. So according to that you have to follow. So sometimes by mistakenly, if any operator gives any what you say, the voltage at the resistance range for 1 minute or 2 minutes, it will not hamper your, if it will not damage the multimeter, but if you give more than 10 minutes it can damage the multimeter. So accordingly you have to follow the user manuals.
Okay. Thank you. Shall I ask another question?
Yeah, you can, sir. You can, sure.
Sir, my another second question is, you told us that all of your motor it was calibrated. Your probe is also calibrated. I believe like that.
Right.
Is it right? So
Yeah, it is.
during the micrometer, micromillimeter,
Right.
micro ohm.
Yeah, micrometers. Yeah.
Yeah, micrometer. This probe value will be accounted or no?
No, because what we do, sir, whenever you measure the micrometers also in, you can see if you are measuring a microm or a milliometer on a meter, then what we also provide the terminals that is known as V plus, V minus, and I minus, I minus. That is a Kelvin bridge terminal we provided. So in Kelvin bridge, what happens is that the test lead resistance is nullified. While calibrating the meter, we also calibrate the test leads. So in that condition, what we do is that the test lead, whatever the test lead resistance is that, we do the calibration of test lead also, and we nullify the lead resistance. What we do, we nullify the lead resistance, and after calibrating, if you are measuring any object of the, like for example, you are measuring any micro ohm resistance in a micrometer, the lead resistance will be 0, but it will show you the actual resistance of that object. So while calibrating, we nullify the lead resistance of that test leads. So it will not add your lead resistance into the measured reading.
Okay, thank you.
Any new questions?
Hello, sir. My name is Sunil Kumar.
Yeah.
Sir, you talked about your clamp-on power meter, no? Especially
Yeah.
you say that it is harmonics also we can measure. No? Whether there is any
Yes,
data logging facility in your clamp-on power meter. Whether we can.
Can you repeat, sir?
Sir, whether we can store data, especially for measuring harmonics and all.
No,
We
at
may.
present it is not
Yeah.
possible to store.
Okay,
But
okay.
we are planning to introduce a power clamp meter with some data logging feature and with the Bluetooth connectivity. So it's in process. In next year, you may find a meter coming with a data logging facility and a Bluetooth connectivity. At present, it is not available.
Okay, whether you have any power analyzer in RISHABH?
Yeah, we are having power quality analyzers, NP40, NP